Thank you so much, but give a big round of applause for Neeti here, please. Okay. Neeti, would you like to go ahead and say a few words?
A very good evening, everyone. I am so proud of Megha because, firstly, I did not know anyone who captures weddings, who is such a great storyteller like she is. She makes two people come together and makes the biggest film of their life for them, which they keep on repeating for generations and generations. So firstly, I'm happy that both of us, as friends, as women, have been part of each other's milestones. And and I think I just, when I see her, I see someone who is so grounded, someone who knows what she's doing, who is so full of value system, because she has seen all the jitters and glitters, but here she stands knowing what the right thing to do is, and that's what she wants to educate all the girls about. There are so many girls who feel lost, who feel like, no, it's all about getting the best lehenga. Well, I think marriage is so much more than that, and I remember us having chats so many times over phone calls when I found my soulmate, and she was at that wedding where I found Nihar. And she has captured that moment where we are just dancing, looking at each other, oh, ye koi ladka aur main. And from there to capturing my wedding, and then seeing what all I have gone through. But I think what, as women, we want to do is bring that value system wherever we go. At work, when we are at home, when we are at our daughters, we are daughter-in-laws, we are mothers. So I feel that is so important, that whatever you do, there's a message that you want to give out. And you want to just make this life more and more beautiful, and just with more value system. And that's what I see when I see Megha, that there's so much wisdom in this girl, and I'm so happy for you. Today I'm celebrating yet another milestone of yours. You're launching a book, and this book will be with everyone. So it makes me really, really proud. And we are all here. Can we have a big round of applause for this talented.
So without further ado, may I request both of you to please come here and we'll the cover for the book, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Are you all ready?
Yeah. Make some noise, people, come on. This is a wonderful effort by Megha, and she's very proud of it. And because there are such nice stories, can I request both of you ladies to be here? We just have a little conversation with all the people and you too. Okay, Neeti, so like she said that, at that time, your father was on, in ICU and he was admitted. What was your mind thought at that time? What made you, take the decision that you took and got married at the same time and battle all those things? What was the emotion that was, overlaying at that time in your mind?
Well, it was something, it was the best and the worst day of my life, I would say. But what my in-laws that time, the way they supported me, and they said that it's totally up to you. You want to cancel it today, let's do it some other day. Let's just all of us have a good meal and pray for your father. We're absolutely fine, please. And I was so touched by that, and my mother and me, we are like, no. Tomorrow when, after a few days when my father will be fine. Firstly, I was very sure he'll be fine. And then I'm like, okay, once he wakes up from the trauma that his body is right now, he would be very sad to know that I didn't get married. So, and even my mother said, no, he'll be very sad to know that you canceled the wedding because of him. You go through this and we'll celebrate again. So what we did was, me and my mother, we said, okay, no, we are going ahead. We did the wedding. And once my father was okay, we stayed back in Hyderabad. That's where we got married. And we took him to Falaknuma Palace to show him where I got married after 10 days. He was on a wheelchair, but we did the same thing. We made singers sing and everything. and celebrated that thing with him.
That is so beautiful, and it takes really a real amount of courage, people, to actually decide at that point of time where exactly to tilt the pen to. Okay, now just another thing I would like to ask you. You've been a star performer in numerous weddings all across the globe, right? So, what is one thing which makes you in awe of the weddings, and which is one thing which actually makes you feel that I want to just run from here?
The one thing that makes me believe in weddings and marriages is two people coming together and two families becoming one. And one thing that makes me run away is when, when there is no soul.
Are there
and it's
many
only
things?
about, no, I think, okay, bad food makes me run away.
That was a very diplomatic answer, right? You saved your soul on that. Okay, one more thing. What is one memory that you carry, from your wedding, apart from this, that actually made you stand next to Nihar and think that, that as far as this gentleman is there in my life, I think the life is going to be beautiful?
Well, as I was walking down the aisle, I was holding on to my tears that मैं बाद में एक साथ रोऊंगी, अभी नहीं रोऊंगी, मेरा makeup खराब हो जाएगा. And but as in when I walked towards Nihar and I saw him crying, is where I was like, this is also worth it. He was crying and I was not, and I was like, this man has my heart forever.
See, men do cry, people. Okay?
I think this was this time when men crying was not a trending thing at all. 4 years back, like seeing a guy cry, I think in 10 years of my career, I'd also never seen a guy cry. And I think Nihar stands out to be the first one. After that, it's become a trend that, it's like natural to cry, and the reels go viral. So I think it's become a very natural trend. But 4 years back, it was pretty an unusual one that we'd
I asked him, why are you
seen.
crying? I said, listen, you were going through so much and still you came for me. I'm like, yeah, अब तुम बचोगे नहीं.
Okay, Megha, I would like to ask, did Yash cry on your wedding too?
No, Yash didn't. Because
Start crying from the next day, okay. Great. No? He's still laughing?
yeah.
Okay. I see the smile is a very pretty smile, right? I know what Megha fell for, right? Okay. One more thing. You said that, when you were introducing all the thoughts from the wedding industry, you say that people or the brides come to you and they say, okay, can you make my video viral, or can you make me a viral bride? I've never heard of this term called viral bride. You're actually putting a name of a disease, with the best word in the world, So how do you react to such conversations, and what is running in back of your mind which actually compelled you to write these 9, shaking stories that you've written?
So honestly, even I was not exposed thanks to the social media world that we all live in, where suddenly one person's wedding was a virtual wedding, right? So you started to get the words called virtual wedding, where people started seeing weddings on Instagram, and it's okay not to even attend the wedding. So I think when brides come to us with aspirations saying that I want a video to be very trending, I wanted to hit some lakhs of views, it kind of takes I kind of feel sad, because the purpose of you getting married is wanting to showcase a certain wedding which is a CR's wedding, or which is in lakhs, right? So your aspiration is to kind of make a beautiful wedding so that it attracts a certain audience wanting to watch your video. So I think the whole source and the whole soul of the wedding is lost in weddings like that, where they have an aspiration. If it goes viral, it's a very organic product. When Neeti didn't even want to put her wedding video out, I had to literally fight it out with her. I said, please put it out, put it out for me, if not for anyone else. Yeah, so that's what so we literally had to fight it out, and I said, I want to, I want to put it out. She was not even okay to put anything out, except for a picture out saying that I'm married. She didn't have an aspiration to put anything of that sort out, but it was me who compelled her and said, let's put this out. She'd made a song for her bridal entry. And right now, I have at least 100 brides in the last, 4 years who must have used the same song for their bridal entry. And then they come to me and say, oh, we want a song like that, or we want a video like that. And I think the aspiration is very high, and Instagram makes you have such high aspirations. It makes you want to do all of that. So I'm not a very big fan of viral weddings. Yes, if the organic product happens to be a viral wedding, great. If people like what you've put out and it goes viral, great. But you can't be getting married with the purpose of saying that I want a viral wedding.
Very true. Has it happened sometimes that you're shooting the couple's, pre-wedding shoot and they actually are having a fight and then they're smiling before the camera?
Most common thing. I remember Love and Me were doing a pre-wedding years back, and that marriage, and that guy is a very close friend of mine, Varun Makhija, wherever he is. He was fighting with his ex-fiance. And we were crazy, like Love and Me were looking like, what's happening? Like, will they even make it to marriage? But when they're in front of the camera, it is amazing to see how a bride can smile, and how everything just happens naturally for the camera. There's a story in my book which talks about it raining and an Eiffel Tower that the family had created for the wedding. They'd created a whole Paris street. And in November in Karjat, it starts raining. And the minute she steps out of her vanity van, she was crying, howling in the van with us and with her makeup artist. The minute she stepped out, she saw the photographer. She smiled like nothing really happened. She's gone, stood in front of the Eiffel Tower, clicked a picture. On the gram, the wedding looked like the most beautiful wedding. But she and the family, and we know what really went behind that, because there were a lot of tears, there was a lot of pain. In November, you wouldn't expect like a 5 CR set coming down, So I think it's a lot of emotions which also go on, a back burner.
Very true. One more thing I would like to ask. Out of all the 9 stories that you have written, which was the most tough to write or most compelling to write for you?
I think till today I'm very emotional about the dowry taken and given. That's one topic which I don't stand for. I used to make fun with my father, saying, when I get married, I will take you should get compensated by the boy because you're taking away a girl, right?
So Yash, how much did you?
So I used to always tell my father that we will demand from the boy side, why should we give? So I came with that thought process that my father and my mother were giving away their prized possession. I said, kamao beti hai, jari hai, aur aapko uske liye bhi paise chahiye. So I kind of don't agree to that thought process. And even if I can spread this message through my book of dowry, as much as I think asking is a crime, even giving is a bigger crime. So I think for people who give out of force and out of thinking ki beti ki shaadi nahi hogi, I think that thought process got to change. The minute that thought process changes, that my daughter will find her way out without giving dowry, I think that's when people will stop asking for it. But up until then, people will not stop asking for it.
I also want to add to this, by the way, Megha, we have 4 daughters. तो मेरे फादर को सब यही बोलते थे, आपको तो बहुत मुश्किल होने वाली है आपकी बेटियों की शादी कराने में, 4 बार डाउरी देनी पड़ेगी. And I really feel proud that my father never gave up to that pressure. And he's like, नहीं, ये अपनी किस्मत लेके आई हैं और ये अपनी उड़ान खुद भरेंगी. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि today wherever we are, it's because of our fathers. If you didn't support us, uncle and my father and all the fathers here, we would be not anywhere, because mothers का तो unconditional support होता ही है. It's the father who stands up for the daughter is when things change. And I'm so proud, uncle. Thank you for giving her wings. Thank you for making her do such amazing things and making her write this book also. Because I know for sure so many girls कितनी बोल ही नहीं पाती कि उनको ये जितने भी 9 to 10 chapters जो मेघा ने लिखे हैं वो सब बहुत important issues हैं, but उनको कोई address ही नहीं करता है. सिर्फ लहंगे के बारे में बात होती है, डाउरी के बारे में कितना बड़ा सेट होगा और मेन्यू होगा उसके बारे में बात होती है. But what is more important is that आपकी लाइफ आगे हैप्पी होगी कि नहीं, आप मैरिज में खुश रहोगे कि नहीं. आई थिंक दैट इज वे मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. और वो कैसे हैप्पी रखना है वो कोई नहीं सिखाता है, वो तो अपने आप हो जाएगा. अगर महंगी शादी हो गई तो सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. इन लॉज इम्प्रेस हो जाएंगे, लड़की उन्होंने बहुत खर्चा किया है. आई डोंट थिंक दैट इज teaching anybody the right thing. So we all have to come together and make it a celebration. Of course, weddings, Indian weddings तो specially बहुत amazing celebration है, but उनमें ये छोटी-छोटी चीजें हैं ना, ये हम सबको मिलके बदलनी है. And I'm so happy that आपने ये सारे points और ये chapters जो लिखे हैं, these are fantastic.
Great. Last question, Megha. So you started writing and then you said you went into a roadblock and you met the love of your life. After meeting him and being married, did the perception of your writing change for the book?
Yes, my perception did change because I started to write a little differently. I started to write, I think I was a more happier person. So I think I was writing the darker side of weddings and I was writing the sadder parts of wedding. But I think Yash came into my life where I just, like my brother used to say, can you stop smiling? Nikki, my best friend, used to say, can you stop smiling? Like you're just smiling too much. So I think I was full of love. I was full of life. And I think that has also resonated, where the book just doesn't talk about the darker side, but also talks about second chances. We all come with past baggages and how we can, put our past baggages behind. So I think my book also took across to saying that preconceived notions are a myth. You all come into marriage with preconceived notions. And I think we also could break into those preconceived notions. That you can get married with no baggages, you can just freely walk into. So I think that perspective changed only when I got into it. I couldn't feel it because I was not married. So I didn't know what it was to leave home. I didn't know what it was to, change surnames. I didn't know what it was to change cities for that matter. When I was looking at boys, I used to say, I'll get married from Andheri to Bandra. That was my thought process. And today I'm in Bangalore and I'm also embracing that. So, yeah, so I had a radar of Andheri to Bandra ka koi bhi ladka hoga, I'll get married. But outside that, I can't. But today I'm in Bangalore. Yeah, Lokhandwala to Bandra. So yeah, so today I'm in Bangalore and I'm embracing new changes and I'm very happy. Like last night someone asked me, my sister-in-law asked me, so when are you coming back? Bangalore had floods. I said never. Just the floods doesn't make me come back. So, yeah.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Megha for penning down such true, real essences of the big Indian fat wedding industry. And I hope that it makes up to the bestsellers on all platforms that are there. We are all here for her. Yeah, give me some noise, people. And thank you so much, Neeti, for coming here and making it possible. I would request father of Megha, Mr. Raj is trying to please come in here and give a little token of love from us to Neeti. He's the gentleman who gave the wings, ladies and gentlemen. You need to give him a bigger round of applause. Yes. Uncle, can we have... Okay, in the meanwhile, Uncle, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? For all, because you nudged her a lot to pen all these stories. What was running in your mind कि आपको लगता था कि अंदर से एक बहुत बड़ा लेखक छुपा हुआ है कहीं पे?
लेखक के अलावा सिंगर भी छुपा हुआ है.
Wow. Hidden talent.
When she was a child, I had shifted her school from a regular school to Suresh Watkar's institute where they used to teach music. But she didn't pursue it. Then she became, that is, she was the actress, she wanted to become singer. Then she got into this business of capturing the weddings, which I used to do much earlier in my life. But now she is captured in a much better way and I'm proud of her. And I'm happy she accepted the idea of writing. And let me announce to the audience right now, there will be a next book coming next year.
Wow. So I think all the publishing houses which are there, you can bet your money on Megha because एक साल में एक किताब आएगी.
Part 2, it will be their name has already been christened. Hopefully she follows it up. Thank you very much everybody who had come all the way. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Can just be the same. Hold for video.
Thank you. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody.
The jitters behind the glitters. The next couple I would like to call up here on stage. One is the golden voice and is the golden boy of the wedding wedded couple, Rahul, Vaidya and Disha Parmar here, please. Can we have a big round of applause for them? And Disha has worked in many Indian television series. She specifically told me, I said she doesn't want anything which is glittery on myself. So I wore the poorest shade and the darkest color and I've come here. But you guys are looking pretty bright. Right? So please, can you have a seat? I have just a couple of things to ask both of you. First of all, You know, your wedding was during the pandemic, right? Yeah. Post-pandemic, just getting out of it. But
point. But I think it's all in good faith. It's all in a great mood, great vibe, because you're there to enjoy and have a good time, and you're there to celebrate the two people, celebrate the two families. Because in India, weddings is not only about the two people, but it's about the two families coming together, and which is really, really very, very important.
that dialogue I had saved for mine when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But
But
anyways.
I've already put it in my show reel. So
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Rahul and Disha, please. Thank you so much for coming here for Megha today.
Yeah.
Okay, I really, really appreciate that.
and guys, please get a copy of the book.
Yes,
It's
even I'm going to
available
do that. I'm
on
yet to read.
Amazon.
But Megha, all the love and best wishes for the book. It's going to do fab.
I'm looking forward to read, and of course, I'm here to just congratulate her and being a part of a gorgeous, gorgeous celebration.
Also, the book says that jitters behind the glitter, so it happens in your life.
My I can comment only on what has happened with me. So, I mean, there are no jitters. I don't really want to talk about marriage. You know, it's like after a long time, I'm kind of smiley and the way I am. So I prefer to be like this. So it's such a beautiful vibe that's going on here. So I prefer to be happy with that. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on, smile.
I am here to support Megha. I am here to support love. I am here to support Uncle, Auntie and Yash, because they are not just my family friends, they are my family. So any happiness or whatever, I have to be there. And it's a very, very proud moment, not just for the family, for all of us. This little girl who is a bundle of talent, she has so many feathers in her cap. I am very happily surprised, and she's become such a beautifully matured woman. It is so wonderful. So and writing something from someone who's been in this wedding industry since so many years, it is wonderful. And so I wish her all the very best. I hope, and I want everyone to read this. Yeah, this is from the horse's mouth directly. And the best part is she started writing this before she got married. And then after she finished it after she got married. So there's both the sides of being a single girl to a married woman, and from the industry, from the wedding industry. It's going to be a great inside read. Yeah. Thank you. All the best.
The jitters behind glitters. अरे मेघा को भी बुला ले क्या? जिसका बुक लॉन्च है, उसको भी तो होना चाहिए ना साथ में.
इनका पहले करा लो भाई, थोड़ा फोन यस पहला करा लो इनका.
लेखक एंड लेखिका. राम जी टिके Why your hands so cold?
I don't know, you are warm.
I'm
बता
at
रहे
room
मुझे.
temperature.
ठंडे हाथ हो गए, पता नहीं क्यों.
You are hot ना, इसलिए तुम एकदम. अरे भाई लेखिका आ रही है कि हम खुद ही बोलना शुरू करें? चीकू जा रहे हैं? भाई ऐसे कैसे जा सकते हो आप?
Thank you.
Thank you. आप भी बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हैं, आप दोनों. क्या बात कर रही हो, तो मुझे पता ही नहीं था. कहाँ है मेगा?
मेगा पहुंच ही नहीं पा रही है.
मेगा का मेगा मॉल. खैर पूछिए. लेट्स स्टार्ट. जी.
मेगा
ए वो आएंगी तो बोलना बहुत हार्ड बहुत हार्ड बहुत हार्ड. आने दो. कहाँ है वो? ऑटोग्राफ नंबर नहीं दे रही है रे. शादीशुदा है वो.
नंबर ले रही है.
बहुत हार्ड बहुत हार्ड बहुत हार्ड बहुत हार्ड.
कम center. Yes.
So, Rahul and Disha, you are here to support Megha ma'am for a book launch, great book launch. So, what do you want to say about that?
I was shocked when I got to know she's writing a book because she's doing so well in her profession in general with her photography, and now she's become an author. I think it's so amazing, Megha. Another feather in your hat. Yes.
हम क्या ही कहेंगे यार. अब वेरी हैप्पी कि हमारी बेस्ट फ्रेंड ने एक बहुत ही बढ़िया बुक लिखी है जिसका नाम है द जिटर्स बिहाइंड द ग्लिटर्स. बेसिकली शादी जब एक होती है तो उसके पीछे क्या सच्चाई होती है, क्या क्या चीज़ें होती हैं, उसमें लिखा हुआ है. एंड मैंने पढ़ी हुई बुक, मैं चाहता हूँ आप सब लोग भी पढ़ो. इट्स वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अमेजिंग एंड रियल बुक्स दैट यू कैन एवर रीड अबाउट वेडिंग्स. एंड शी इज़ बीन अ ग्रेट फ्रेंड एंड एज दिशा सेड वो बहुत अच्छा जिंदगी में वैसे ही कर रही थी. सो आई थिंक ये भी शील रॉकेट.
She'll ace it.
Thank you so much. Thank
When
you.
is the part 2 coming?
Another 1 year for sure.
बट थोड़ा और कुछ बताइए बुक के बारे में.
Yes.
So the book talks about people like them. It has a very very nice story on what goes across behind the scenes of the wedding. हमें जो Instagram पे दिखता है उससे सच्चाई बहुत अलग होती है. So I think the book is a great read for all aspiring brides, for a lot of families out there. Go out, read the book, enjoy. These are 9 real stories. कोई भी ख्याली पुलाव नहीं है. ये सब सच्चाई है जो हम देखते हैं बट सिर्फ उसके बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं. सो हैव अ ग्रेट रीड एंड या थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.
Classy yaar.
अब थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बता दीजिए.
मैंने हिंदी में ही बात की
नहीं
थी.
आपने एंड हिंदी में किया.
Megha ma'am, like अपनी book की तरह glitters वहाँ पर दिखा गया था, आपको कैसा लगा?
आई एम वेरी हैप्पी. मैंने ये डेट जब मेरी जो डेट थी लॉन्च की, मैंने पहले राहुल जी से पूछा था
राहुल जी,
कि
oh my God.
कि वो अवेलेबल है. सो आई थिंक आई वॉज वेरी श्योर दैट ही इज बीन अ वेरी इंस्ट्रूमेंटल पर्सन इन माई पर्सनल लाइफ. We've known each other for
Yeah, I
10
play a
years.
lot of instruments. मैं गिटार बजाता हूँ, मैं पियानो बजाता हूँ.
Yeah, so he's very very important, and I think ever since he got married to Disha, so Disha has become very important part, and I was very clear I wanted them to be there. So I'm very happy. मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि मेरे दो बहुत अच्छे दोस्त
अनमोल रतन आए हैं
और मुझे सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. Amazon पे अवेलेबल है ये.
Yes guys, this is the most important thing. Please ये बुक खरीदिए Amazon पे जाके, because अगर आप खरीदेंगे तो इनको सेकंड पार्ट लिखने का मौका मिलेगा.